Welcome fans to tonight's game here on Rogers TV. I'm your host, Jaci Solomon. Tonight the London Nationals are going to be facing off against the St. Mary's Lincolns. Our story of the game is brought to you by Arby's. Both teams coming off of a tough weekend. St. Mary's losing 6-1 to the Strathroy Rockets Friday night, following the London Nationals game on Saturday, losing 3-2 to the Strathroy Rockets. Both teams coming off of a tough loss this past weekend, looking to redeem themselves tonight as we go ahead and send it up to Kyle and Jeremy.
Thanks, Jaci, and should be a fantastic contest tonight. First versus second. One of the best teams at home in the London Nationals, 7-0-1-1 against one of the best teams on the road in the St. Mary's Lincolns, 7-1-1. Fantastic matchup we should see tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, Mateo Lalama starting in net tonight for St. Mary's, and Aiden Berry, these two goaltenders provide the big W's that these two teams like to carry, and so like we've mentioned, it's going to be an exciting matchup between the top two teams in this league. Absolutely, and you can see our goaltending matchup there in Lalama and then Aiden Berry, as always, in the net for the London Nationals. Both guys, save percentage is not as high as Lalama wants to have throughout the regular season, but he's getting the job done. Tied for the most wins in the league right now, 9 wins on the season with Aiden Berry. These are two of the best goalies you can see in Junior B. Absolutely. I mean, Mateo Lalama played for the Barrie Colts last season, and Aiden Berry, he has spent some time with the London Knights this season as well. So these two goaltenders are sure wanting to go, tete-a-tete against each other tonight to see who's the better goaltender in tonight's matchup. It's going to be a good one.
I expect to see a lot of pops headed on the way of Aiden Berry, as the Lincolns have sent a lot of rubber the Nationals' way in their last 2 meetings. But the Nationals do have some new returning faces on the blue line. Going to be some big help for them, as that D has been a little question over the last couple weeks. Big ones right there. McLean and Kopchuk both back in the lineup. What do they add to the team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they both returned on Saturday against Strathroy, and it's great to see Michael Kopchuk back into the lineup. I mean, he had that big concussion there this past little while, so it's great to see Kopchuk. McLean had an injury as well, so it's happy to see both these guys returning to the London lineup, providing the big minutes that I'm sure head coach Dave Matzos certainly wants to see them to perform.
Absolutely. Getting Kopchuk back in the lineup as well is another big addition for the Nationals, as he was on that top pairing with McGowan for the first about 6 or 7 games of the year. Then he ended up having that injury in the game against LaSalle. So it's going to be a big asset getting him back in the lineup. Ryan Rubik back in the lineup again for the Nationals. Had a goal in his first appearance for them, and the potential first overall pick in the OHL draft this year has made an impact in his short time with the Nationals.
Absolutely, and Rubik's going to be a guy that provides that impact type of mentality for this Nationals team. Again, his first game here last Wednesday night, he was able to get a cross-ice pass. He was doing it really well. Shot that puck nice, hard, and low, got it into the net. So I'm sure now that he's got those butterflies out of the way from his first Junior B game, he'll be being more confident here in his second Junior B game here at the Western Fair. Absolutely.
Now taking a look at our standings for this regular season as well right now. We're almost at that halfway point of the season. 18 games by for almost every team in the league. London Nationals still holding on to the top spot, 30 points on the season. Leamington and St. Mary's both nipping at the bud right now. The only difference between Leamington and St. Mary's right now is those regulation wins, where Leamington has 2 more than the St. Mary's Lincolns.
Absolutely, and then you can also look at the Strathroy Rockets, and they're playing down in LaSalle tonight. And if Strathroy comes out on top, they're only going to be 1 point behind potentially the St. Mary's Lincolns or the Leamington Flyers. So this is certainly a big game for the Rockets down in LaSalle, but also for London. That losing streak cost them a couple of points. So now if St. Mary's were to win this game, they'd only be 3 points back of the Nationals. So 2 big points on the line here for these two teams here at the Western Fair.
Anytime you get a matchup against these big teams, you have to come away with the points. It's not just being the lower teams. If you can beat the top teams, you're going to stay up top. And the Nationals right now, a big key player out of the lineup right now. No Lucas Chard, who's one of the top scorers for the Nationals in the league right now, sitting second in the entire Western Conference. Jacob Julian right behind him, and Riley Wood not too far behind as well. So the Nationals offense continues to roll. Sam O'Reilly on that list as well. Nationals offense continues to roll, but without a big help from Lucas Chard, they're going to be in tough tonight.
Absolutely, and when you have that loss of Lucas Chard out of your lineup, it's a big one, but again, a guy like Sam O'Reilly can step up. Ryan Rubrick can also step up into that kind of position as well. So look for London to be stepping up tonight in a guy where Chard, unfortunately, out of the lineup. He's going to provide that heavy presence. So a lot of London players looking to step up in Chard's absence.
both a couple of bounce backs we should expect tonight as well. Sam O'Reilly and Riley Wood, both of their streaks that they had going. Wood, his point streak ended last Wednesday against the Leamington Flyers, and Sam O'Reilly, his goal streak ended as well. So expect both those guys to try to get back on the sheet as we head down to ice level for our opening ceremonies.
Fans, prior to tonight's performance of the national anthem and our pregame ceremony, the London Nationals wish to acknowledge the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenapewa, and Attawandaron peoples whose traditional lands we are gathered upon this evening. Canadians have a long and proud tradition of military service. Today's Canadian Armed Forces members serving on land, at sea, and in the air carry on the impressive legacy of those who came before them. From the major wars of the first half of the 20th century to fighting in Afghanistan, from overseas peacekeeping operations to helping during floods and forest fires here in Canada, the contributions have been many. Yesterday, November 8th, marked Indigenous Veterans Day. The First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people of Canada have a long and proud tradition of military service to our country. Today's Indigenous recall and reflect on relatives who served alongside the British as far back as the War of 1812. And today, that tradition continues. Canada's military is a reflection of our country. People from a broad cross-section of our diverse society have served in uniform over the years. Standing up for the rights of everyone, both around the world and here at home, is a reflection of the values that we as Canadians hold dear. Places such as Passchendaele, Vimy Ridge, the beaches of Normandy, Dieppe, Korea, and Afghanistan stir up emotions and thoughts of remembrance with Canadians from coast to coast to coast. And it is at the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, that we pause to remember. Today we welcome members of the Lambeth Legion Branch 501 as our special guests to tonight's game. Please welcome the following members. Diane Lawrence. Diane has been a member of the Lambeth Legion for 24 years and is currently the Sergeant at Arms for 11 years and has 2 teenagers in the Lambeth Air Cadet Squadron. Please welcome Bill White. Bill has been a member of the Lambeth Legion for 7 years as the Padre, is a retired parish priest and former school teacher and principal. Please welcome Sharon Guyette. Sharon has been a member of the Legion for 20 years and has several positions on the executive committee. Please welcome Tom Shields. Tom has been a Lambeth Legion member for 50 years and has served as past president of the Lambeth branch. He is the former business owner of Tommy Motors in Lambeth. Please welcome Joanne Shields. Joanne has been a Legion member for 30 years and served on several positions and is currently the first vice president and Poppy chair. Please welcome Maggie Nani. Maggie currently is a member of the executive committee and serves as treasurer. Fans, at this time, I would like to call the captain of your London Nationals, number 6, Owen McGowan, the captain of the St. Mary's Lincolns, number 61, Ethan Lamoureux, to the red carpet for tonight's ceremonial face-off.
We did get on that.
Thank you, Captain. Fans, at this time, I'd like to ask you to remain standing and remove your hats and join Tony Nuther in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free, from far and wide God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
As we get set here for our opening face-off, we will take a look at our keys to the game.
Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Paul Salvador Masonry. For St. Mary's, it is discipline. Last week we said it was London who needed to stay out of the penalty box, but the last time that these teams faced each other, the Lincolns were shorthanded 12 times. London connected twice en route to the 7-1 win, and they also went 2 for 5 on the power play in the first matchup between these teams. And for London, it is goaltending. St. Mary's, as we mentioned earlier, they like to shoot the puck. They've had 48 and 49 shots in the 2 games with the Nationals so far this year, and Barrie saved 92 of those 97 shots. The Lincolns are also peppered 52 shots against the Strathroy Rockets on Friday, so it's likely to be a busy night in the London crease.
Not too surprising there, as Aiden Barrie has had a few games this season where he's seen a lot of shots. Nationals tend to give up a lot in that first period, so we'll see how they come out, if they can come out strong, or will they come out flat here tonight. Nationals starting out with their top line, as always. Riley Wood out there with Jacob Julin and Sam O'Reilly, with Kopchuk on the back with Owen McGowan. Face-off wins by the St. Mary's Lincoln, picked up by Cornfield. As Lincoln will try to break up the ice. Across the blue line, dumped into the corner. Played in the corner down by Jacob Chandler. Over to Lee. Lee gets pulled off the puck by Julian. Brought back in the corner. Kopchuk will put it into the corner himself. He'll pick it up and try to move it out. Puck ends up sliding just out of the reach of Sam O'Reilly. He brought back at the far side by Chandler. Off the right wing side comes Cornfield. He'll just cross the get to the red line and dump it in, but the linesman's going to say off icing, and will bring it all the way down into the Lincoln territory.
Yeah, good start to this game for the St. Mary's Lincolns. They were able to get inside the London zone. They weren't able to get a shot onto Aiden Barrie, but they were able to test the London defenders early. Good job there by Kopchuk, taking out his man, moving the puck towards the end zone and moving it back out of the zone. So a good start by the London defense, but also another great job by the St. Mary's forwards.
Interesting choice by the Lincolns as well to start. 3 former Nationals on the starting lineup for the St. Mary's Lincolns. In Chandler, along with Cornfield out there as well. Puck now picked up by the Nationals. Cross ice pass by Kopchuk onto the stick of Julian. Julian assesses the situation, stripped of the puck by Cornfield. Cornfield taken to the corner. O'Reilly. Now Julian brought out front. Can't get the shot onto Lalama. Into the corner. Lamoureux can't handle it. Picked up now. The Lincolns will break out. Across the blue line comes Small. Just a bit too far. And now go offside.
Yeah, we talked about how Riley Wood, he unfortunately was not able to continue his point streak on the weekend in Strathroy. So we talked about at the start of the game how guys like him and Sam O'Reilly are going to want to get back to getting towards the back of the net and continuing to gain points.
Absolutely. Face-off won by the Nationals as they'll try to set up here. Curtis Hagee, cross-ice pass, ends up right onto the stick of Brylan Bowers. Bowers tries to take, or stick of Sandovi. He can't get the shot off. Sent behind the net. Picked up now by Bowers along the wall. He gets stripped. Sandovi tries to get it to Hagee at the blue line. Does come out. Turned back around the other way by Bowers. Tip pass on its way to Sandovi on the far side and out of play.
And a new look on this line with Lucas Chard out of the lineup. They insert Ryan Rubrick into Chard's position, which I quite like. It provides Rubrick that confidence. In his first game here last Wednesday night, he got his first GOJHL goal. So he's taking this center ice faceoff. He unfortunately loses it, but he's going to still have that confidence here in his second Junior B game.
Played most of his first game on the wing, so we get an opportunity to see his faceoff skills as we see him taking place in center. Puck stolen by Lamoureux. He'll carry it across the blue line. Pressured by Heggie. Can't quite connect on the pass. Kept in at the blue line and sent down low there by Strohawk. On the stick of Rubrick. Rubrick can't handle the pass. Tries to clear the zone and will. Lamoureux sends it back to the defender. Strohawk across the blue line. Nice little move. Gets it over to Spagnuolo. Back to the blue line. Takes a shot. Finds its way in front. Can't quite get it directly on net. Up down low still. St. Mary's going to hold it onto it, but it will be called a hand pass. And we will be set here in the national zone.
Again, good job there by the St. Mary's Lincoln. They're recognizing when the London D are aggressive on them, they're looking for their open man. You've seen so far they've made a few drop back passes, trying to find that open spot so far. They've gotten one shot so far into Aiden Barry just 2.5 minutes into this first period.
Netherfield wins that face-off. Now sent quickly down onto Aiden Barry. He'll just hang on to it as the Lincolns come in speed.
And that's something we're going to see a lot of here tonight. St. Mary's, again, we talked about how they put a lot of shots on net, and that's because when you carry that speed into the offensive zone, you want to get that shot on net instead of dumping it in and letting the defending team try to respond. By getting that zone with speed, you're able to get shots on net.
Netherfield gets the win, but doesn't get much momentum on it. Brought down by French. French makes a move inside. Big save by Lalama. Beautiful chance down low by Jaden French. One of his best opportunities of the year. Play down low. Lloyd, he gets hit into the wall. Kept in by Cornfield. He takes a shot from distance. That gets blocked under the way to the net. Battle for it down low by McLean. Moves it up the board. Tries to get to Milne. Milne can't get there in time. Kept in by Small. Back to the blue line. Be thrown down in the far corner by Bunder. Cornfield now on the far side. Puts it down into the corner. Nationals get to the blue line. Cornfield will keep it in once again. Cross-ice pass over to Small. Small waits. Now takes the shot. Ends up just gloved down quickly by Barry. Starting to see a little bit of clutch and grabbing going on in the early parts of the period.
Absolutely, and we see here on this chance there by Jacob French, as we talked about how St. Mary's was using their speed, and Jacob French just showed that there as he gained entry at the blue line. He out-muscles the D-man for the puck, and he was able to make the inside-out move. But again, Mateo Malama came up clutch on that play and made the pad save.
Absolutely. He has shown that he can pick up the wins when he needs to, and he's going to be a tough opponent to beat for the Nationals tonight. Puck played down low. Schindel leads the puck in the corner. Lincolns maintain possession. Schindel again, he'll throw it behind the net. Picked up and brought up the side here. Keller, he gets pinned against the wall, thrown down the corner. Thompson trying to get a hold of him from the Nationals. He gets hit off the puck, ends up just out of the reach of Dundas, gets through the blue line, but does not clear. Kopchuk picks it up, tries to get it up the top. Can't get a hold of it. Dundas bows for it down low. He'll try to put it out front. Can't get it on the stick of Thompson. Got back to the blue line and clears. Lincoln's going off for a change. The Nationals will turn it back the other way. McGowan up to Dundas. Dundas will just deflect it in as the Nationals go off for a change now. Almost 5 minutes gone in the first period. Shot 3-1 in favor of the Lincolns. Keller, he'll take a hold of the puck. He'll dump it down to the Nationals end. Hagee picks it up, tries to bring it back up the wall. Shot from the point, kicked aside by Barry. O'Reilly, nice little move to avoid Lee. He'll cycle the puck down low, looks for an outlet pass. Long pass onto the stick of Wood. Here goes Riley Wood all alone, makes a move, can't quite connect on it. Pass out front to Julian, it's stolen again. Here come the Lincolns the other way. Lee leads the rush down the right wing side. He gets hit by O'Reilly. Hagee tries to pick it up behind the net and will. Throws it up the sidewall, stolen again by the Lincolns. Puck is thrown down low by Brown. Gets to the top of the circle. Julian will pick it up for the Nationals as they turn back the other way. O'Reilly over to Julian. Julian bobbles it. Maintains possession though. Bounce back off the wall. Here comes O'Reilly. Makes a move inside, doesn't like his options, puts it out front, tries to hit Cade Froth as he was streaking towards the net. Hagee, cross-ice pass onto the stick of Wood. Wood just tries to backhand it in, but doesn't get enough on it. Stolen the other way by Brown, and the Lincolns will just dump it in. A bit more pushing and shoving happening in front of the Lincolns bench. And we're going to see our first penalty coming. This time it will be to Jacob Julian.
And we're going to take a look at this chance here by Riley Wood. We saw this play developing from the London zone as O'Reilly sees Wood stretching, hits him right at the blue line. Wood comes in, tries to do the forehand, backhand, trying to get it past Solomon, but again, deep in his crease, makes that save. And then again, the penalty, which will end up being coincidentals on this play, is Jacob Chandler, or pardon me, that's not Chandler, but again, Jacob Julian's going to go into the box, and he goes and serves, and he'll go 2 for roughing.
Both Jacobs. You're all right, Jacob Julian and Jacob Chandler both heading into the box. Chandler's former national as well. Pass down low, picked up now by Cornfield. He'll just spin and bring it out. It almost leads Elston for a home run pass just out of his reach. Sanity lines up the hit. Elston avoids it. Gets it back over to Cornfield. Back to Elston. Elston tries to get a move, gets through the legs, but can't quite connect on it. Bowers up to Rubrick. Rubrick crosses the blue line, gets it over to Lloyd. Lloyd waits, tries to take a shot now, just goes over the net, out of play. Nationals using their speed to their advantage and generates another opportunity.
And again, just the presence of Ryan Rubrick here in this 5-on-5 situation, he's able to gain entry and recognizes that his defense are moving up on the play as well. He's able to drop it back, and then again you get the opportunity there by Carson Lloyd taking the shot. He just goes up and over Lama, and the faceoff comes outside as the puck did not touch the post or the net towards Mateo Lama.
Faceoff won by the Lincolns, ends up on the stick of Barkley as they move it up the wall. Back over to Showa.
For St. Mary's, Chandler, 2 for Slash.
Gallon up the wall, gets over to Milne. Milne to Palmer. Palmer just out of his reach. Collects at the blue line and will dump it in the offensive zone. Back onto the stick of Barkley. Barkley blows a tire, gets it up the wall, and the Lincolns will manage to clear the zone. McGowan quickly back up the wall to Palmer. Palmer gets his stolen off his stick. And Barkley just determination, just slides the puck into the offensive zone. Onto the stick of Smith. Smith rubbed out behind the net. Stolen now by the Nationals. Trying to move it out. Pass intended for French, gets picked off. Now ends up on the stick of French. French waits. Back over to McGowan. McGowan, lead pass for Palmer. Bounces over his stick. Brought by Barkley across the blue line. Streaking pass. Cockshock takes his man down hard right in front of the Nationals net. French will try to break out the left wing side. He gets pinched out, picked up now by Brown as the Nationals go for a full change. Miscommunication behind the Lincoln's bench. Barnett can't really get any clean passes going. Brought back out. Nice hit thrown as McQueen Spence just gets pushed off the puck. Back on the stick of McQueen Spence. Drops it back to Brown. Brown can't get anything on it. Heller will try to move it out. Gets it out, but can't get it onto a teammate's stick. Pace Roth over to Haggy, to Thompson. And crisp passing by the Nationals. Duarte will just dump it in and chase the puck. Played by Brown and behind the Lincoln's net. Here comes Keller back the other way. His lead man for the Lincolns. Across the blue line, waits, takes a shot off the blocker of Barry. Picked up by Pace Roth. He puts it up the wall. Brought back in, another shot. That one just off the side of the net. Picked up by Cornfield on the wall. Nice hard play made by Dundas as he'll lead the rush for the Nationals across the blue line. Takes a shot, gets a stick on at the last second by Cornfield. Lamoureux across the blue line, waits, drop pass for Cornfield. Cornfield, he takes a shot, bouncing puck out front, loose puck just goes wide. Nationals counterattack again. Julian, drop pass for Wood, or O'Reilly to Wood. Wood can't handle it, loses the puck behind the net. Lincoln pick it up, got over to Lamoureux. Lamoureux dumps it past Lloyd. The two connect again in the corner, ends up getting onto the stick of McLean. Back to Wood. Wood tries to deflect into the offensive zone. Barkley turns it back. Stolen again by Wood. Wood right to O'Reilly in the slot. Riley takes a shot, just puts it over the net. Back behind the net again. O'Reilly can't quite handle the pass. Puck bounces out front. Lloyd tries to get a hold of it. O'Reilly takes another shot. Ends up on the stick of Lloyd. Lloyd, big slap shot from the blue line. That gets blocked by Lamoureux. Another shot, this time by Wood. Ends up right in the breadbasket of Lalama, and he'll hang on.
Yeah, back and forth as we go, as chances on both sides. And for St. Mary's, I don't know how this did not go into the back of the net. You see Cornfield shoot this one. It gets deflected towards Billy. This goes up and it hits that left side post here on the near side of your screen. As it hits the post, goes down the other way, and then Riley Wood got a shot off. Not the entire full shot that he wanted to get, but it goes into the breadbasket of Mateo Alama. Shots on goal, 6-2 in favor of the St. Mary's Lincolns.
He'll just send that puck back down into the Lincoln zone. Quickly turn back the other way. Keller comes up on his feet. He gets rubbed out along the boards by Sanofi. Lloyd behind the net. Gets it onto the stick of McLean. McLean has to move quickly to try to get the puck out, and does. Sends it to an open wing. Barkley will send it back for the Lincolns. Rubrick puts it behind the net. McLean over to Lloyd. Puts it up the wall. Stolen again by the Lincolns. They'll move into the offensive zone. Another big hit thrown by Sanofi. McLean pinned behind his net by Keller. Off the walls, onto the half boards. Onto the stick of McGowan. McGowan has a bit of room to operate. Gets it to Bowers. Bowers can't cross the blue line. Almost quickly turned back the other way by the Lincolns. Shot from distance, just kicked easily into the corner by Lalama. Going around, coming up the ice now. Strohawk. The puck in. Top shot will collect for the Nationals. Puts it off a skate. Now gets up to French on the wall. French over to Julian. Julian gets it out of the zone. Over to McGowan. McGowan waits. Puts it over to Mill. Mill takes a shot. Saved by Lalama. Backhand puck just floated into the offensive zone. Kopchuk's hit it off the puck. Down to the corner, back to the blue line. Mill, nice little steal as he'll go and tries to move the puck with speed. He's got French with him. Mill moves it down low, tries to put it out front, just catches the skate of the Lincoln's defender. Sent back in the corner by McGowan. Picked up down low by Brown. Brown just puts it around the boards. Snedeker will try to get it out. Gets it to the blue line. Can't do anything with it. Julian gets a steal. Jacob Julian down low. Battles off it. Two defenders, but ends up losing the puck. Back behind the net again. Montesi moves the puck out. Back on the stick of the National zone. Over to Dundas. Dundas waits. Tries for a cross-ice pass. He had Pace Roth going right towards the net, but couldn't hit him on the pass. He can't get it past Thompson. Thompson brings it back in the Lincoln zone. Sent back the other way. Chandler. Chandler down low, just pressured by Hegg. He gets pushed off the puck. Looks like Heggy's stick just caught up in the body of Jacob Chandler. Puck right out front again. Chandler turns and shoots and scores! Jacob Chandler, a little spinorama play, gets the puck around him, and Barry had no idea where it was as it finds its way to the back of the net.
Well, just the veteran presence of Jacob Chandler on this play. He was battling with Curtis Heggie on this play, and he ends up working his way back up front. Just goes towards the sidewall. This shot goes on. Chandler with the presence to just turn around, spin, and fire, knowing where Barry was going to be. And he's able to tuck that one in. The Memorial Cup champion, Jacob Chandler, who played for the St. John Sea Dogs last season, returns back here to St. Mary's, gets on the board here at the Western Fair Sports Center, the former National, making it 1-0 St. Mary's.
His second goal of the season, and it comes a big moment here, just over 6 minutes left here in the first period. Puck will go all the way down for icing as we continue our first period. It is brought to you, as always, by JNF Concrete and Ready Mix. Shots on goal right now, 8-3 in favor of the Lincolns. Doesn't feel like that, though. The Nationals have managed to get a few good chances, but the Lincolns doing a good job keeping to the outside.
Absolutely, that's the key thing for the Lincolns. Is you want to keep London to the outside. You don't want to allow them to get too crafty with the puck. We've seen Jacob Julian, and we've also seen French show that speed so far in tonight's contest. So St. Mary's wanting to slow them down and keep them towards the outside.
Speed's going to be a key for the Nationals. Got to keep an eye on Palmer and Milne, two of the fastest guys off the Nationals lineup. Sam O'Reilly tries to bounce the puck off the boards, goes a little too high, ends up catching the netting. So reset how to face off in Nationals territory. A little more comfortable for Sam O'Reilly out there as well. Back at forward, ended up playing defense in last week's game against the Leamington Flyers, and an interesting move by Coach Dave Masters.
Absolutely. I mean, Sam O'Reilly had a busy week playing defense here Wednesday, being called up to the London Knights Friday, playing on the weekend for the Knights, coming back here to the Nationals on a Wednesday. So certainly Sam O'Reilly's had a busy week and moving back to the forward position here on a Wednesday night. Since last week he played defense.
Still perceived to be one of the top rookie scorers in the entire GOJHL, despite having the time he's missed. Has been one of the most dynamic offensive forces for the Nationals all season long. Oh, McGowan, cross-ice pass. Brought back out over to Bowers. Bowers gets it over. Sandovi, he tries to hand it back over to Bowers, but turned over. Now turned back the other way by Kopchak. Lamoureux over to Elliston. Elliston across the blue line with a throw to the corner. Leading scorer for the St. Mary's Lincoln. Also 20 points so far in his 18th game of the season. Puck brought down, picked up by Barkley. Brings the bounce out the other way with speed. Over to Lamoureux. Lamoureux drops it for Barkley. Behind the net, he gets hit. Nationals quickly put it back up the wall by Julian. Lamoureux again, right into the slot. Barkley, he takes a shot. Barry sees that one coming the whole way and easily gloves it down.
Again, St. Mary's doing a good job of finding the open man. They're carrying the puck in with speed, and then as soon as they notice that they're feeling pressure from the London defense, they find that open man and they're able to get shots on the net, as now they're up to 9 now. We haven't seen too much rubber here in this first year from St. Mary's Lincoln, but nonetheless, they have the 1-0 lead thanks to Jacob Chamberlain.
Puck picked up by Curtis Heggie. He backhands it around behind the Nationals net. They try to get some kind of momentum going. Turned back the other way by Lee. Now French across the blue line. French does a great job, puts the shot on net. Lalama makes the save. A nice little bit of traffic thrown in front of the net by Palmer.
And you mentioned how Palmer's one of the fastest guys on this Nationals team, as they were able to carry this across, and you can see French waits, and he's trying to make that split last-second pass over, waits for the traffic to come through. Taylor Lalama is able to control that one as that goes up and out of play. But nonetheless, I like that fact that he maybe could have made that pass with that split second sooner, but nonetheless, got the traffic in front. Lalama didn't quite have full control of the puck as it sprung loose, but again, he was able to get the blocker down and make that save.
It's actually Pace Ross out front, not Palmer, but he has had a couple of quick opportunities earlier in this game already, as their defenseman has done a great job of just jumping up into the play where he's needed. Puck stolen by Kopchak, right by Rubrick. Across the blue line, thrown on net by Milne. Back of the blue line, Heggie, he takes a shot on net. Break down low again, loose puck, tries to get a hold of his Rubrick, but can't get the shot, but will draw the penalty. Ryan Rubrick, great chance out front. Almost buries his second goal in his second game, but will draw the penalty as the Nationals head to power play for the first time tonight.
Strohack's going to go sit for 2 minutes on the hook, and again, just the presence of Rubrick to see that puck go towards the net. He gets right into that dangerous scoring area, and the Lincolns obviously know of Rubrick's presence here on this Nationals team. The 15-year-old, potential first overall OHL draft pick, able to get to the net, create that high scoring opportunity, almost cashed in, and drew the penalty, and now London will go to their power play, who are currently sitting first place.
Lee comes down, and that's going to end the penalty right there. Jacob Julian's going to take a hooking call. Another shot quickly taken down the whole length of the way. Over to Cornfield, and it'll puck be touched up by Lloyd, or by Wood. And we will see the penalty coming to Julian once again. Now, going to the penalty that Strohawk did take, that's in that situation, that's a good penalty to take. that denies a goal, and well, you just got to, you drew a penalty the other way, so it negates it. Pretty good to take that penalty.
Yeah, and we talked about how for the keys to the game for St. Mary's, it was to try to stay out of the box. In London, we had talked about that last week for them, which was stay out of the box. And you exactly nailed it there, Kyle, how basically the penalty that St. Mary's took is a penalty that you necessarily want to take, and then Jacob Julian one you didn't want to take.
Thornfield walks in, takes a shot. Barry loses control of it, and it ends up in the back of the net as it batted out of midair. Fantastic hand-eye coordination as the puck gets batted in the net by Nathan Small. The Lincolns go up 2-0.
Well, the World Series ended last week, but St. Mary's are still wanting to play some baseball here as this shot goes up in the air. Aiden Barry thinks he has this, but then Small with the great hand-eye coordination, the small little swing, bunting attempt, beats Aiden Barry, who never knew where that puck ended up being. And that's a 4-on-4 goal in that situation, and now St. Mary's has a 2-0 lead as we're nearing the end of period number 1.
Wasn't even 15 seconds into the 4-on-4, and the Lincolns capitalized big. As he said, Aiden Barry just lost sight of the puck. Bauer sends it behind the net. McGowan will pick it up. Nationals trying to get a bit of a cycle going. Turned over. Now onto the stick of the Lincolns. Spagnola brings it up. He gets stopped by O'Reilly as O'Reilly will bring it into the offensive zone. Sam O'Reilly tries to move in. Picked off his stick by Small. Bowers tries to get a pass back to O'Reilly. That gets picked off again. Now ends up on the stick of Cornfield. Now to Ellison. Lincolns doing a switch. Elliston tries to get it across the blue line, and Will tries to move it over. It's just out of the reach of Jacob Chandler. Now to Lloyd. Lloyd tries to bring it back the other way. Rubrick tries to get the pass. That goes off a leg. Ends up in neutral ice, and the Nationals maintain possession. Now to McLean. McLean across the blue line. He tries to dance through his way through the Lincoln's defenders. Stolen by Barkley as he'll bring it back the other way. He has Elliston with him. Barkley stops up at the right at the bottom of the circle. Back to the top of the circle. Another big slap shot coming. That gets blocked. Rubrick tries to just get a little floating pass up to Palmer. Palmer tries to come in with speed. We're going to see a high stick get called, and the play is blown dead.
Nonetheless, on that play, good 4-on-4 action as Rubrick was hard on that back touch, and he wanted to make sure that play didn't end up happening, as now a face-off will happen deep inside St. Mary's territory with under 2 minutes to go. Here now with a power play, with only really 6 seconds of a power play for St. Mary's.
Right at the blue line, Lloyd, he takes a shot. Lalama makes the save, puts it into the corner. Gets back to the blue line, just out of the reach of McLean. Ends up back on the stick of the Nationals still. Lead pass intended for Wood. Out of his reach, but Wood will manage to get to it in time. Sends it around the boards over to Sandovi on the far side. Sandovi takes a shot, bouncing puck out front. Off the stick of Lamoureux, but can't go to where it needs to go for the Nationals. Lead pass for Lamoureux. Lamoureux across the blue line, can't do anything with the pass. Gets it down low, actually, and almost makes something of it. Are the Lincolns. Wood across the blue line. Drop pass intended for Julian, but can't just, and this hit. Wood will just take a slow bit of a slap shot all the way down onto the net. Cornfield puts up the wall to Lamoureux. Back to Cornfield. Bit of give and go here as the Lincolns bring it across the blue line, just a bit offside. And we will reset just outside of Nationals territory as the pace continues to pick up here, but it is tending to lean a little more in the Lincoln's favor.
Absolutely. St. Mary's is, again, doing a good job of using that said speed to gain the zone entry, and they've been caught a couple of times here where they've had the open guy be caught going a little too fast on the play, so they'll make an adjustment as we enter the second period.
Puck gets dumped down right onto Lalama, and he'll just hang on and go for the whistle. So the face-off in the Lincoln's territory. Just what the Nationals could use at this time. If they could try to get something going here in the last minute of play in the first, get some momentum back as they head to the locker room. face-off won by the Lincolns. Puck gets up to Elliston on the blue line. He breaks out. Stubberfield, he gets hit. Pace Ross puts it around the board, tries to get it to Milne. Elliston beats him to the puck. Palmer in there for help. Ends up on the stick of Milne. Milne can't get it out to the blue line. Kept in on the stick of the Lincoln. Put the puck right out front. Intended for Cornfield. Gets stolen off his stick by French, but Cornfield recovers down low. Stubberfield back out front. Loose puck, top of the circle, takes a shot. And the puck is lost within the chaos in front of the net. Looks like we just got caught in the equipment of Curtis Heggie in front of the Nationals net. And the whistle goes.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward play there for Heggie as he fell down behind the net, and then he comes out in front to try to block a shot, and it ends up hitting him and falling into his equipment. Certainly something that you don't normally see every day, but with Curtis Heggie, it's something that is in his realm.
When you have 10 players looking around and no one knows where the puck is, it's very interesting. Play down low, beautiful chance at the last second by McQueen Spence. Almost ends up in the back of the net. Aiden Berry has to make another great save at the dying seconds. The Lincolns come out strong to start the first period, up 2-0. You're watching London Brewing Co-op Nationals hockey here on Rogers TV. We'll be back with the first intermission after this.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details. Watching hockey just got a power play with NHL Center Ice and Super Sports Pack. With up to 37 out-of-market NHL games a week, you'll always catch your favorite team no matter where you live. Whether it's big matchups you're looking for or following your top fantasy picks, it's all here. NHL Center Ice, part of the Rogers Super Sports Pack. All this for only $35.95 a month. Say Super Sports Pack into your voice remote to order.
You're watching Rogers TV, London.
I mean, 13-8 for shots, it's not bad.
Welcome back, fans. I'm joined here with assistant captain of the St. Mary's Lincolns, Jacob Chandler. Jacob, what is your favorite thing about junior hockey?
Just being around the boys in the room, having fun, having a good time, and spending time on the ice with the boys and in the room, and that's the best part about it.
Awesome. You have quite the hockey bio going for you. Former Memorial Cup champion, London National, first goal of the game tonight. How does that feel for you?
I mean, it feels really good. I've been scoring lately, but to get one on the board here for the boys, and we had a hard first period, and it's good to get rewarded twice here in the first, and we just got to keep rolling here.
Awesome. Your sister, Madison Chandler, was just awarded Rookie of the Month for the Quinnipiac women's hockey team. You grew up in quite a hockey family. How was that growing up?
I mean, it was fun. We had battles when we were younger, just competition growing up, and it's good to see that she's doing well and we're both doing well, and our parents are very proud of us and very happy for it. So.
Thanks so much, Jacob. We'll be right back with more London Brewing Co-op Nationals hockey right after this.
The London 55+ Games are held in the winter and summer each year. The Games offer an opportunity for seniors to participate in more than 30 sports and social games. The Winter Games, held in November, will include badminton, squash, pickleball, volleyball, billiards, darts, cribbage, euchre, bowling, women's hockey, and skating. Something for everybody. All are welcome. All facilities are accessible. Annual membership is only $15, and most events are free thanks to the support of London Recreation. Join us and bring a friend.
With a fully Italian menu, including homemade bread and pizza. Watch Chillin' and Grillin' with Chef Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, 2-0 is your score after 20 minutes of the play. The Lincolns come out strong to start this game and really try to dictate most of the play.
Absolutely. I mean, both teams were using a lot of their speed here in period number one, and it ended up rewarding the St. Mary's Lincolns off a couple of turnovers. Aiden Berry didn't see the puck on the second St. Mary's goal, but nonetheless, it's even guys for St. Mary's that aren't exactly their big point getters. Jacob Chandler getting on the board, his second of the season. Small getting on the board with his third. So it's guys that aren't exactly the big point getters, but it's guys that are stepping up here tonight.
Absolutely, and taking a look at what we did see in those goals, it's a lot of determination and a couple weird ones that ended up getting past Aiden Berry. The first goal here, the Chandler goal, just a little bit of a spin play out front, and Berry just wasn't prepared for it. And the other one just batted out of midair. You can't really be ready for that. Small, fantastic hand-eye coordination to track that one. Not an easy play to bat a puck out of midair mid-game, let alone just standing there. So Chandler, his second from Lee, and then Small, his third from Cornfield. As the Lincolns come out strong here in the first period, shot 13-8 in favor of the Lincolns throughout that game as well, throughout the first period as well. What I liked from that team, from the Lincolns so far in their game, was just their determination to keep, just the hustle on the puck. Really pressuring the Nationals in their own zone. A lot of hits behind the net and really moving the puck well. They got quite a few shots on Aiden Berry, making them work. They weren't always the cleanest shots, but at least it's something. I can't really say the same on the other end of the ice. Nationals, what I saw from them was a lot of one-and-dones. You bring it down to the offensive zone, you get a shot, and then it ends up turning back the other way.
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned with St. Mary's, they were able to find the open man a lot of the time in those situations. They'd make the physical play, and they created that open space. And again, for London, they tried to get maybe a little bit too creative when they had entered the zone, trying to find that stretch pass. We've seen it a couple of times where O'Reilly tried to feed Riley Wood, and Mateo Lama came up big on that save. But again, a lot of one-and-dones, as you mentioned. They'd carry it in, and it's a good active stick, keeping London to the outside. No real danger scoring opportunities besides the rubric chance right out in front. So besides that, the Lincolns have done a good job keeping London at bay towards the outside.
One thing I think the Nationals need to do a little more, or at least a few people in general, is that top line needs to be better in that second period. In the second period, they looked okay to start, but Jacob Julian spending 4 minutes of that for the first period in the box, not what you want to see from one of your top players.
Absolutely, and when you're missing a guy like Lucas Chard not in the lineup, you want your guys like a French, a guy like Julian to provide that key minutes. And for Julian, he didn't have the best of periods there. Again, mentioning the 4 minutes in the penalty box, something that London, I'm sure, is going to want to clean up here heading into period number 2 and trying to capitalize towards the St. Mary net.
On the other end of that, as you mentioned, Jaden French there, I thought that was probably his best period I've seen him play in a Nationals uniform. Looked great, dynamic work, a lot of big opportunities, had that breakaway chance early in the period as well. Really impressive by what he showed tonight.
Absolutely, and I can say the same for Logan Paceroth too. He's been very active tonight. There's been a couple of times where he's crashed the net trying to provide that key offensive opportunity, but unfortunately he hasn't been able to find the back of the net. So for guys like French and Paceroth, they've had a really good first period.
Absolutely, and they're going to need those performances to stay up here if the Nationals are going to try to claw their way back in this contest. As we get set here for the second period, Lincoln's lead 2-0 over the Nationals hockey here on the London Brewing Co-op Nationals hockey on Rogers TV.
Heartbeat of Mother Earth, I feel you and embrace your warmth. I see you dancing through the trees. Your song floats on the summer breeze. Community, we come together. We are the voice of our ancestors. Thankful for how much you bless us. Feel the thunder in the drum. All our voices sing as one. Feel the power, feel the pride. Feel the drumbeat deep inside. Feel the boom, feel the bass. Let's let go of time and space. It'll make you dance, it'll make you sing. Ode Wegun, Wedok Wishin. The drum will lead you, take you far. Always remember who you are.
It's about sharing and caring. It's about doing and belonging. It's about living life to its fullest. And it's about laughing out loud. We are L'Arche Canada, and we're about witnessing and sharing the gifts of all people. Learn more about us today.
Did you know all the camera operators for tonight's game are volunteers? Rogers TV volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. If you're interested, visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Taking a look at our Paul Duarte and Associates shots on goal after 20 minutes of play. Shots 13-8 in favor of the St. Mary's Lincolns. One of the main reasons why we see our 2-0 score. And taking a look at our next contest here on at the Western Fair on Wednesday night. The Chatham Maroons come back into town to take on the London Nationals. That is Wednesday, same time, same place here on Rogers TV, as the Maroons are still trying to battle for their spot in the standings themselves, still holding on to just 7th place. Only 3 points up on the St. Thomas Stars for 8th.
Yeah, typically Chatham, we don't see them near the bottom of the Western Conference. They're normally up there with London and Leamington. So it's really surprising to see a team like the Chatham Maroons down near the bottom of the Western Conference. But nonetheless, it'll be another exciting matchup next week. But again, for the Nationals, their focus is on this week. This game, they're down 2-0 against the St. Mary's Lincolns. And I'm expecting Dave Matsos probably to talk to his team in that first intermission to say, hey, we need to try to make things more simple in the offensive zone. Don't try to get too fancy so far, as right now you only have 8 shots compared to St. Mary's 18.
Just keep it simple. Pucks on net. They are cliches, but they're cliches for a reason. Pucks on net, get them in deep, and just hustle and try to outwork your opponents. That's the best thing the Nationals can do here in the second period if they want to get back in this game. Face-off ends up winning by the Lincolns. Back to Small. Small tries to throw cross-ice pass. Nice work by Dundas as he takes a hit hard, and that's going to draw a penalty as Dundas just gets blindsided right at the red line, and he is in quite a bit of discomfort.
Yeah, tough break there for Dundas as he did not see this play coming at all, and now the officials are gathering to determine what they saw in this play, and Jacob Chandler's getting an explanation from the officials as well, as it's going to be an elbow on the play, and it's a 4-minute variety, so this is a big opportunity here for the Nationals early on in this second period as Jaden Lee goes and sits down for the elbow on Chandler, and hopefully Chandler will be able to return to the game.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye to see what is a result of that hit as well. So the Nationals trying to get some momentum going and get back on the board. O'Reilly, pace raw, back to O'Reilly again. Sends it down low, back out front, tries to get it onto National stick, but just out of reach. Dundas is still on the bench for the Nationals, so he has not gone down the tunnel. So we'll have to keep an eye, see if he does come out for another shift. Pace raw, cross ice over to O'Reilly. O'Reilly walks in, takes a shot, another save by Lama, walks in again, tries to get a hold of his rubric, but just misses the net wide. Sanavy back to the point to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, he walks in, can't handle the puck. Played right at the blue line, good hustle by Sanavy to try to keep it in. Schnedeker can't quite get to it in time. Played by Small on the far side. More pressure applied, but this time by Rubric. Rubric back to the point to Pace Roth. Pace Roth, he just walks the blue line, looking for that pass down low. Ends up setting behind the net, tries to get out front to Palmer. Palmer just pokes at it, but can't get anything on it. And it'll be played by Schnedeker and sent all down the length of the ice. Nationals go off for a change, as do the Lincolns. O'Reilly stays out. He'll bring it across the blue line. Puts it back up the wall. Nice play again right at the blue line by Chandler's. He'll clear the zone for the Lincolns. Dumps it down. Barry comes out to play it. Backhands around behind the net over to Bowers. Bowers, backhand cross ice over to Julian. 2 minutes gone in the power play. Nationals only managed to generate one shot so far. Cross ice to McGowan. McGowan over to Julian across the blue line. Drop pass to McGowan. McGowan again. Sends it over to Bowers. To Sanavy. Sanavy to Julian. Julian can't handle the pass in time to get the shot off. Bounce pass out the other way. Bit of a foot race coming now. Chandler tries to get on the inside of McGowan, but can't. And that stick just swings wildly away from where it needs to go. Nationals bring it back the other way. Julian, he blows a tire. Right at the blue line. Could have been called offside. Will be called delayed now. Nationals clear the zone. Barkley picks it up and just throws it the length of the ice. Barry has to make the save. Back up the wall. Minute 13 left in the power play. Julian over to Wood. Wood just out of his reach, will maintain possession. Sends it to Julian on the near side. Julian gets hit. Great hustle by Julian to keep a hold of the puck. Over to McGowan. McGowan walks to the center of the ice. Another shot. Tees it up is Bowers, or by Sanavy, but can't get anything on it. Thompson behind the net now. Back up to Bowers again. Walk down low over to Bowers. Bowers tries to take back a shot and shoots and scores! Ryland Bowers puts the Nationals on the board.
Well, we talked about the simplicity for the London Nationals and making the simple plays, and on this one, they work it back up to Ryland Bowers on the far side. He just gives a little give and go, goes towards the backhand, catches the Llama going towards the left-hand side, opening up that top left corner for Bauer to get the backhand shot. He puts it there, and that's a power play goal for the Nationals, and they bring this down to a one-goal game. Just only 5 minutes, or pardon me, 4.5 minutes here into period number 1.
Nationals still get the power play opportunity here for another 30 seconds, but they seem to be pinned in their own zone right now. Bowers, his 14th goal of the season, and a crucial one at that. Cross ice pass just out of the reach of French. French will just hustle on the puck, managed to get the turnover force. Played by Palmer down low. Palmer tries to put it back to French behind the net. Turned back over, ends up on the stick of Montesi, as he'll put up the wall. Back into the middle of the ice. Here comes Smith across the blue line. Smith waits to try and take a shot, ends up just going right off the pad of Barry. Played to Milne. Milne, nice little deflection pass. Gets it across the blue line is Lloyd, but he gets stalled right at the blue line by Montesi. Back up the wall again. Here comes Smith. Smith tries to make a move inside. Bobbles the puck and ends up just having to dump and go off for a change. Penalty expires. Lincolns pick up the puck right behind the net. Tries to deal right to Keller out front. Ends up another shot on net again. Barry has to make a couple quick saves in tight. As the Lincolns offense starting to come alive right now. Another shot. That gets blocked on the way to the net. Played down low by Bruder. Montesi over to Small. Small, he takes a shot, blocked by Milne. Another shot on net, picked off out of midair by Thompson. Milne tries to throw a home run past the Dundas, waiting at the Lincoln's blue line. Cross the blue line again, Brunder, he'll bring it in. He gets hit against the boards. Puck lost under one of the Nationals players on the ice. That's Pace Roth. Picked off, nice read by Milne. Nolan Milne lead pass over to Dundas. Dundas to Pace Roth. Pace Roth tries to get it back over to Milne, but diving play out front by Small denies that chance. Back the other way come the Lincolns. Huge hit thrown by Haggy as he takes his man down. Thompson behind the Nationals net. Puts the puck up the wall. Collected by Milne. Milne gives it over to McGowan. Oh, McGowan leading the rush. He's got Dundas heading to the net. McGowan tries to bring it to the slot himself. Ends up losing control to Small. Small just dumps it back the other way onto the Nationals end. Sanity, bounce pass off the wall to Dundas. Dundas tries to get it back to him. Ends up on the stick of Lamoureux. Stolen in the offensive zone. Sanity down to Dundas. Dundas into the corner. Brought back to the blue line to McGowan. McGowan tees up by Sanity. He takes a shot. Lalava makes the save. Lamoureux puts it up the wall. It clears the zone. Gets onto the stick of Elliston. Elliston, he walks in. He takes a shot. Barry makes the save. Ends up in the corner. Collected by Spagnato, but quickly turned back the other way by Sanavy. Sanavy into the slot. Gets it onto the stick of Rubrick. But now turned back the other way. Here come the Lincolns. 3-on-2. 4-on-2 now. Late trailer comes in. Brought back out. Passing play. Miller saved by Barry. Then it goes in. Spagnato stays with it, and Barry says the Lincolns regain their 2-goal lead.
Yeah, once again, the speed of the St. Mary's Lincolns were able to capitalize on that chance there as Spagnuolo is able to get his shot. Barry makes an incredible pad save, but he's not able to make the secondary save as once again Spagnuolo is able to cash in on that one. His 5th goal on the campaign for him. And again, that restores that 2-goal lead for the St. Mary's Lincolns as they had a 4-on-2 as there was a late change made by the Nationals.
Puck gets played up the wall. McQueen Spence plays it out. Now gets sent back out. Loose puck down low. O'Reilly trying to get a foot race for it. Can't quite beat Montesi to the puck. Brought back out by Chandler. Chandler can't get past McLean. McLean turns back the other way for the Nationals. He loses control right at the blue line. Chandler picks it up again. McQueen Spence, he'll bring it out. Gets it to the blue line, taken down by Julian. Another play, Lee, he brings it down to the corner. Lee tries to stay with it. McQueen Spence tries to get a hold of it, but McLean gets it out. Montesi tries to throw across ice, batted out of midair by Julian. Ends up on the stick of McLean. Now to Wood. Wood backhands it to an open wing. Montesi will just backhand it himself back into the Nationals territory. Carson Lloyd collects it, throws it out the wall. McLean gets into the offensive zone, ends up into the body of Wood. And Wood will just tap it down deep into Lincoln's territory. Small, across the blue line. He walks through the entire team, brings it out front, and he's going to take out Barry on his way to the net. Nathan Small just comes crashing down right into Aiden Barry in the net.
Yeah, and again, Small on that play, he recognized the fact that the defense were a little spread out on that, so he was able to capitalize on that path towards the net and he gets taken down and goes right in towards Aiden Berry. And the Nationals fully aware that Small on that play wasn't intending to on this play. As you can see, he capitalizes on the opening. He gets taken down and goes right into Aiden Berry, and the net comes flying off the pegs here at the Western Fair. As Berry's okay, Small is okay, but just the hockey IQ there by Small on that, recognizing that the defense, there was a big gaping hole on that scenario, and he was able to capitalize, drive the net, create a dangerous scoring opportunity, but Aiden Berry standing tall, keeping the Nationals in this game.
Absolutely, and you didn't see, you saw there at the end, Berry does give tap to Small on the way out, so no hard feelings for either player on the play, as Heggie just ended up taking Small down on the way to the net, so not much Small could have done to avoid that play. Play stopped right at the hash marks. Played down low behind the corner. Pace Ross tries to get a hold of it. Now Lincolns are going to be there first. Takes a shot, goes right off the iron. Another shot from Small from distance. Loose puck down low. Another quick shot. Bouncing puck finds its way in again. Another awkward bounce finds its way behind Aiden Berry, and Lincolns take a 4-1 lead.
Once again, the Lincolns are able to capitalize on in the offensive zone as this puck works its way back from the point, and Stubberfield's able to capitalize on that one as this puck just goes up and over Aiden Berry as he still hasn't gotten up on this play. As he finally gets back up on his own feet, the trainer's kind of right at the door, making sure that Berry's all good, as he's had a lot of pressure faced here. 2 goals in succession.
So what looked like happened on the play as well is Stubberfield just takes a shot from behind the red line, goes off Berry's back, and ends up right in the net. So understandable why Berry's feeling that one a little bit, as if you know goaltending equipment, there's not too much protection on the back. There's a little bit, but not that much.
Absolutely, and again, like you mentioned, when a shot from behind the red line in the offensive zone hits a goaltender in that position, it's an area that's certainly going to sting, and I'm sure Aiden Berry felt that. But again, St. Mary's now has a 3-goal lead. Shots on goal now read 23-12 in favor of St. Mary's, as they have taken control in this second period.
And 10 shots so far to 4 in favor of the Lincolns, and it shows that on the scoreboard, as the score in this period alone is 2-1 for the Lincolns. Kopchuk, he'll play it down low, just past Duarte. Played up the wall by Brunder, and that gets out. Thompson can't get a hold of it. As body's just coming in, crashing right along the boards. As we're going to see some more penalties coming out here, as cross checks thrown both sides. And we're going to see who's going to get a penalty. As we seem to have a bit of a connection right in front of us here, as both 77s in Keller and Duarte look like they got their cages caught with each other at the last second. So only one penalty looks like it's going to be handed out here, and it will be to Michael Kopchuk. So the Lincolns will head to their first power play of the night. Power play not too shabby themselves, 7th in the GOJHL.
And it happened right in front of the penalty box. Not exactly the place to be to take a penalty, as it's a short distance to go there, and Kopchuk goes in for the cross check as the referee was letting them figure the play out along the sidewall, and he was only going to take one in that situation. He took Kopchuk, and again, that first power play of the game here for St. Mary's, already up 3, trying to make it go 4.
Over to Chandler. Chandler, nice pass, cross ice, down low, trying to get a shot. Just can't get on net. Back the other way, here comes Jacob Julian. Julian has a lot of speed. He's already got quite a few shorthanded goals himself this season. Ends up circling around the net, sends it all the way down to McLean. Andy McLean seeing a lot of ice time here in his first game back at the Western Fair. Been out for some time, and is probably leading all Nationals defenders in ice time so far. Puck deflected into the corner. Played down low, Brunder has the puck. Back to the blue line. Small walks in, takes a shot. Berry reads that well and manages to grab it and put it down on the ice for the whistle.
And you mentioned how McLean's had a lot of ice time here in tonight's contest, and that's something that I'm sure that Dave Matsos wanted to have, as Owen McGowan has had to carry a lot of the load on the defensive side. And again, when you have the additions of McLean and Kopchuk back into the lineup, it takes that pressure off of McGowan not having to carry that much ice time.
Back to Lee. Lee, he takes a shot, hits his own man out front. Aggie hits the man down in the corner. Lincoln still maintain possession. Back to Lee on the near side. Pass down low. Smith gets hit. Still maintains possession. Nice deflection play down low. Here comes Thompson. He tries to break free. He takes a shot. Lalama makes the save. Thompson's determination gets him an opportunity. Nice steal here by Milne. Milne comes out, and they're going to go for the offside on the close play. And it looks like we might see a penalty coming on the play as well.
Keller didn't like the fact that Milne on that play carried it in and put it into the net.
And Milne will get a penalty for it.
Absolutely, as that's going to go for unsportsmanlike, as Milne comes in and he just continues without really doing much, as he just continue to carry it in and put it into the back of the net, which is something that is really a disrespectful thing when you get called on the offside. So nonetheless, it's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty for Milne, and now a 5-on-3 for the Lincolns, as London thought that they might have been onside on that play.
Taking a look at the replay as well, the Nationals might have a case, but nevertheless, Nationals now on a 5-on-3 penalty here for the next 30 seconds. Barkley sends it back to the blue line. Back over Barkley again. A little bit of back and forth passing here. He tees it up, takes a shot, ends up hitting the side of the net. Elston back to Barkley. Barkley winds up. He takes a shot, whistles it wide again. Another shot on the rebound. That one just goes wide. Diving play by Barry. Ends up pushing the net off its moorings. So we'll have a new faceoff.
St. Mary's on this 5-on-3, moving the puck around quite quickly as they're wanting to get Aiden Barry on the move. And they did exactly that as the net comes off of its moorings. We see that quite often here at the Western Fair, especially when it's a 5-on-3 scenario, as they threw a lot of shots towards Aiden Barry. Now 24-13 the shots, and they still have another 2 seconds of 5-on-3 power play, but then another minute 25 and counting on 5-on-4.
Kopchuk back in the play. He tries to hustle his way back into the action. Down low, nice play by Kopchuk. He comes out and gets Julian the puck so he can clear the zone. Small, he'll collect the puck behind the Lincoln's net. Turn back the other way. Small will carry it out. Draw pass onto the stick of Lamoureux. Lamoureux across the blue line. Some nice edge work as he just carries it behind the Nationals net. Looks for a pass, gives it up to Barkley. Back over to Small. Sends it to Elliston. Back into the slot. Tries to get it on the stick of Lamoureux. That gets picked off. Foot race again. Here comes O'Reilly. O'Reilly, nice little work. Gets it out front, takes a shot. Another save by Lalama. Lincoln's trying to get it out, just get it past Julian. Here comes Lamoureux. 29 seconds remaining in the power play. Nationals going to try to turn it back the other way again. The aggressive penalty killing again by O'Reilly and Julian continues to pay off for the Nationals. Turning around behind the net. Cornfield. He'll lead the puck. Try to get a lead pass for Lamoureux, just a little too far out of his reach. Sanvey across the blue line. He loses control. Milne back on the ice for the Nationals. Back to 5-on-5. Stubberfield, he brings it down low. Tries to take a backhand just over the net. Kopchuk, he takes a hit for Stubberfield. The two of them going at it. And they continue, and we're going to see another penalty coming here again. As Kopchuk gets out of the box and is going to head right back to it, as ref not liking what he's seeing between him and Stubberfield.
And we'll take a look at the shorthanded chance here by Sam O'Reilly. As O'Reilly's able to kick this one up, he tries to beat Mateo Lalama 5-hole, but nonetheless, Lalama makes the save. And then down in the corner, a little bit of rough stuff once again as both sides are going to get coincidentals on this play, and we'll still see 5-on-5. As again, Kopchuk was getting into it down in the corner, and the referee didn't want to see any more of it, but he calls it right away, and coincidentals here as we still 5-on-5.
Kopchuk called for roughing Stubberfield, or sorry, Kopchuk called for cross-checking Stubberfield for roughing. So both of them will sit for 2 minutes in the box. Sandovi comes back the other way, 2-on-1 developing, takes a shot, ends up going right onto Lalama. He had Rubrick coming right down with him, but didn't like his passing options and tries to beat Lalama. But the Nationals have had quite a time trying to beat him so far.
As you can see, the pass wasn't exactly there as a late play there by the man in Keller, as he realized that Rubrick was going to be open for a potential pass, and he took that pass option away late, hence the shooting chance on Lalama, and he makes another save.
Sandovi almost gets toppled off his feet. Ends up on the stick of Snedeker. Back down to the Nationals territory. Lloyd, he tries to play it over. Rubrick. Rubrick now, he'll put it up the wall. Back pass off the wall. Rubrick gets it out into neutral ice. Turn back the other way. Across the blue line comes Keller. Back into the slot. Another shot. Barry makes a save. Loose puck again. Trying to get another shot of the Lincolns. But that gets blocked out of the way, and that big hit thrown right at the boards. Sandovi puts Montesi hard into the wall. Keller, he walks in. He takes a shot. Easily thrown to the corner by Barry. Snedeker manages to try to keep the puck in the offensive zone for the Lincolns. Lloyd, he's going to take a tumble on the play. Nationals, I can see a few people in the crowd calling for something, but nothing happening as the ref's arm stays down. Keller throws cross ice to Lee as he's coming right on the ice. Can't connect on the pass. Lee tries to break it out front. Rubrick stops him. Rubrick takes him down to the ice. Back on the stick of Keller. Back to Lee. Lee played hard by McLean behind the net. Lee cross ice pass. Ends up right on the stick of Brown. Brown takes a shot. That one goes right to Barry, and he tracks it well and hangs on. Keller right in his face once again, as Lincoln's doing a great job getting traffic in front of Aiden Barry, making him do all kinds of work to keep an eye on the puck.
And that's one thing I'm sure that the Lincolns have noticed in their previous two matchups against London, where London went to St. Mary's twice so far this season and came out victorious. And we talked about it off the top, how St. Mary's is really good on the road, and London's been very good at home as well. So St. Mary's so far proving that they are a really good road team.
Long reach pass goes to French. French plays down low, tries to hit Milnes, going right in the slot. But nice defensive play once again, manages to send the puck down the length of the ice. Off the wall to French. French can't handle the pass, stolen quickly by the Lincolns. Back up the wall, hits out through the legs. Milne, he tries to play it up, stolen off his stick. Brought back in, McQueen Spence, he walks in, takes a shot on a bit of an off-balance play. Barry makes the save. Played by Small now. Small, across the red line, he'll just dump it in. McQueen Spence on the near side. He gets hit by Pace Roth, but still manages to stay with the puck. Played back out right to the top of the slot. Another shot walked into by Smith. And Barry doesn't have to make the save, but the puck goes over the net. And see, the line's been busy once again. There's a couple more players from both teams getting into it right at the red line. And you see Kopchuk and Stubberfield both having a few more words as they head back to the bench, their respective benches. There's a rivalry starting to heat up a little more between these two teams.
Absolutely, you can see that there's a little bit of frustration here coming from the Nationals, as they're not quite used to being down here at home ice.
Back the other way, lead pass intended for Julian, just a little too far out of his reach. Will play the puck down low, gets it over to Wood, but Wood gets rubbed off right behind the net. Turned back the other way by Barkley. Barkley, lead pass. Can't quite find its target. Try to get another home run pass here for the Nationals, as they're just trying to stretch out the ice as much as they can. Another lead pass ends up just going right onto the stick of Barkley, and he sends back the Lincolns the other way. Across the blue line, Spagnuolo back out front again. Can't quite get the shot to go on net. McGowan Gets hit into the wall. Manages to get it up to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Wood. Cross ice back to O'Reilly. O'Reilly's got Julian and McGowan with him. Gets down below the circle, circles back. Lloyd, he walks in, he takes a shot. Loose puck, still can't get a stick onto the Nationals as Elliston will just send it back down the length of the ice. Coming back the other way, Lloyd across the blue line. Carries it behind the net. Fights off a hit, ends up losing the puck to Keller and sent up the wall. Puck sent down in the corner, Wood. Back to Julian, tries to get it back out front to Wood. Wood can't get a stick on it, and that'll go down. Does clip a Nationals player on the bench, so we will get a whistle. 2:40 remaining here in the second period. Shots 27-16. So 14 shots in the period now for the Lincolns. Nationals 8. So the Lincolns continuing to just hammer pucks onto Aiden Berry, who's had to try to be as sharp as he can, but a few awkward bounces has cost the Nationals big time as they are in a hole here. 4-1 is your score currently. Lloyd tries to get over to Bowers. Ends up on the stick of Rubrick. Rubrick can't get the pass back. Just past Lloyd, and the Nationals have to go back to their own zone and regroup. Lead pass to Bowers. Throws a cross ice out intended for Sanofi. Montesi will be the first one there to play it. Sends it up the wall. Collected right along the wards by Owen Brown. Back to Montesi. He puts up the wall to and here come the Lincolns. Elliston across the blue line. He's got a man with him. Puts it out front. Barry, nice cross ice play to make the save. Robs Ethan Lamoureux of a golden opportunity. Lloyd tries to put it behind the net. Lamoureux was there waiting. Lamoureux avoids the hit. Pick back up again. Elliston walks to the top of the circle. He takes a shot. That one gets deflected on the way to the net. Down low again, tries to get Barry sleeping Riz. A quick play behind the net by Lamoureux. And back out the other way, here comes McGowan. The Nationals captain trying to do a bit of everything himself to get his team back in the game. French behind the net, gets it up the wall. Palmer, he can't get anything going on it. Gets the puck right back. Trying to drive the puck down low again. Stolen. McLean takes his man down. Puck ends up in the offensive zone for the Lincolns nonetheless. Lee, nice work to get the puck down low again. Loose puck out front. Barry makes the save. Almost ends up on the stick of Elliston, who's sitting on the doorstep. But never, the puck stays out, and the score will stay at 4-1.
Yeah, take a look at that last scoring chance. Elliston tried to feed it over there to Lamoureux. Lamoureux unfortunately wasn't able to get his full stick on it, that it hit off his skates, and Aiden Berry was able to make a save. And we mentioned how Berry's faced a lot of rubber against the St. Mary's Lincolns. He's seeing that again a lot tonight now. 29 shots on goal for the St. Mary's Lincolns. As again, they've been throwing a lot of rubber on towards a lot of the GOJHL Western Conference teams.
Over doubled their shot totals from the first period here in the second. Puck played down low. Chandler tries to get it onto the stick of a teammate. Back out front again. Tries to get a little wraparound again. Play by Lee. And another slap shot out at the point by Barkley. But Barry reads it well and hangs on.
And the puck is finding the St. Mary's sticks a lot here in the offensive zone as the puck's been moving around a lot. They're doing a good job of protecting the puck as well, keeping it away from the London defenders. But nonetheless, they just keep on throwing shots at the net.
Amother quick play goes off the back wall, almost bounces right on the stick of Lee, but the Nationals will clear it. I think the key for the amount of shots the Lincolns are doing is they're just doing such great jobs with their body positioning and their predictions that they're forcing a lot of turnovers. Nationals most are well over double digits of turnovers in their own zone, and that's going to cost you if it keeps happening. And the Nationals need to try to stop that, as we will be ending the second period here unless Julian can do something with the puck as he gets taken down right at the blue line over to McLean. McLean winds up, takes a shot, blocked by Lee. So the Nationals managed to get one on the board but the St. Mary's Lincoln's overpowering offense continues to be the story here as we will head into the second intermission. 4-1 is your score on the London Brewing Co-op Nationals Hockey on Rogers TV.
I was born and raised in Musqueam First Nation territory by my mother, who spoke Hunkaminam to me. As a child, I ceased using my mother tongue, as to use any language other than English was considered not being Canadian, so I was told. The old people came to me in a dream and reminded me of who I am and where I come from. I have reawakened. My roots are strong, and I'm no longer a silent speaker. My language tells me where I'm from. It defines me and guides me to teach others to learn and understand our culture and traditions. A gift for those in the present and the unborn generations. What was lost is found. What was asleep has awakened. My blood is here, and I am complete. I have returned home.
We can be hurt. We can be bruised. We can be broken. Slowed down, confused, and even numbed. But we can't be defeated. We're built on a foundation that's strong. Our mission, unwavering. And together we'll beat as one.
Welcome back, fans. I'm here with Curtis Heggie from the London Nationals. Curtis, this is your second season playing with the London Nationals. You're known to be quite a physical player on the ice. Where does that come from?
I don't know. I think it just comes from liking the physical play of hockey. I've always been a pretty physical guy, like, you know, getting in fights, hitting, same old stuff as a kid, so it just kind of made sense. And I think it really helps out the team because I find not a lot of guys like to do it anymore, but I'll do it. I don't mind.
You are currently going to Western University. How do you find that juggling between school and hockey?
Honestly, it's pretty tough. Like, there's times where, like, you might have to miss a game because you got an exam, but other than that, it's not too bad, but I know some guys struggle with it a little worse than I do.
You guys are down 3 goals going into the third period. What are you going to do to kind of get your team back in this game and get some goals up on the board in the third?
Yeah, just going to try to help out our goalie a little more, get in front of some shots, get into some bodies, and then just keep the foot on the gas, and hopefully we can pick it up here because it's not out of reach for us, so going to do our best.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Curtis. We'll be right back with more London Brewing Co-op Nationals hockey right after this.
We want to take the time
to thank our volunteers.
Whether you're a community producer, on-air talent,
or part of the production crew,
you have made an incredible commitment
to serve our community
during the pandemic.
We couldn't have done it without you.
We couldn't have done it without you.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you for showing up
and stepping up in another unusual year.
We appreciate you and all you do
for Rogers TV.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
every Monday night at 8 p.m. with Optimus TV Bingo on Rogers TV. Cards are available at multiple London locations and are good for all 3 games. Weekly jackpots total $3,000. And back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, the Lincoln's offense continues to be the story in this contest. 4-1 is your score for the St. Mary's Lincolns over the London Nationals. Coming into this game, first versus second, we expected a close game, but the Lincolns are the team that's really come up for this contest tonight.
Absolutely. They've used a lot of their speed, and they've had a lot of the puck luck here tonight. They've been doing a good job of moving the puck around the ice, finding the scoring areas. Again, a nice little mid-air play that they were able to capitalize in that first period, but again, they were able to get Aiden Berry moving a lot here in the second period, which they were able to capitalize. A shot from behind the red line as well they were able to capitalize on. And the Lincolns have just done a great job of keeping the Nationals at bay as well on the defensive side, so St. Mary's did a good job of controlling that second period.
Absolutely. Taking a look at what we saw in that period as well, the Nationals did come out. They got a goal right away, too. On that power play opportunity, they looked like the team was coming alive. Great work by Bowers. Nice little backhand play to get the Nationals back into it. But less than 2 minutes later, the Lincolns come back. This awkward goal thrown right off the back of Aiden Berry. Looked like it hurt him a bit, and then they come back the other way. Just the lucky bounces, and the Nationals just not able to capitalize on the loose man out front of their own net. Ends up costing them there. So Spagnuolo and Stubberfield getting their 2 goals for the Lincolns there, and Bowers his 14th. And the big thing there, once again, shots on goal, 17 for the Lincolns, 8 for the Nationals. So they just continue to just put anything they can on net. And I think that's what the Nationals are lacking here in the period, is the Nationals look like they're not playing their game they're used to. We saw this last week against the Leamington Flyers. They blew a 2-goal lead on Saturday against the Strathroy Rockets. This team doesn't look like themselves right now.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're seeing this Nationals team, you expect them. They've scored 95 goals so far this season, make that now 96 for Rylan Bowers here tonight, but nonetheless, they normally like to throw a lot of shots on the net, and so far these last couple games, we haven't exactly seen that. They've been trying to make that pass-first mentality instead of trying to throw one on net, seeing if there was a loose rebound, and that's what their opponent tonight is exactly doing, is they're getting the pucks on the net. They're not trying to look for that pass-first mentality. They're just shooting it on the net, and good things are happening for St. Mary's, but for London, you're right, you nailed it. You talked about it, how they weren't able to get a lot of those shots on net, and they're not really capitalizing, so London has to try to get back to the basics, get shots on the net, and try to beat Mateo Lalama.
Yeah, Lalama has been fairly solid, not tested too much, only 16 shots on goal for the Nationals, so they're going to have to put a lot more pucks on net. As we mentioned in this first intermission as well, we got to see a little more from the big guns coming out a bit as well. Jacob Julian did look a little bit better in that second period as well. The Nationals did get some chances, but it's got to be more consistent to really come into this. We saw a lot of plays. The puck was mostly in the Nationals' end for the entirety of that period. They got to try to generate something. I don't know what has to be said in that locker room, whether it's got to be from one of the players, if it's McGowan or Sanovi, or Pace Roth, one of the assistant captains, or captain, or as it comes from the coach and Dave Mastos. Something has to be said there for the Nationals to try to change that mentality, come out with a positive effort here in the third period, and really try to break their way back in this contest. We've seen them come back from deficits like this before. As you mentioned, they're 96 goals on the season. They are one of the best offensive teams in the entire league. We know they can score. It's just a matter of putting the pucks on net and doing it.
Absolutely. I mean, look for guys like Ryan Rubrick, who scored here last week, getting his first GOJHL goal, and Sam O'Reilly, who played with the Knights this past weekend. So he's played a lot of hockey. So expect guys like Rubrick or O'Reilly to try to continue to provide the offense here for the Nationals heading here into period number 3.
On the other side, the Nationals do have to do a great job of trying to shut down the big guns for the Lincolns, as they have been dangerous all game long. And we'll see which team will reign supreme here in the third period, as we will be back with the third period of action here on the London Brewing Co-op Nationals Hockey on Rogers TV.
The London 55 Plus Games are held in the winter and summer each year. The games offer an opportunity for seniors to participate in more than 30 sports and social games. The Winter Games, held in November, will include badminton, squash, pickleball, volleyball, billiards, darts, cribbage, euchre, bowling, women's hockey, and skating. Something for everybody. All are welcome. All facilities are accessible. Annual membership is only $15, and most events are free thanks to the support of London Recreation. Join us and bring a friend.
Game Day London takes readers behind the scenes and beyond the box scores, offering news, analysis, long form, and interviews, all produced by local journalists. Catch the coverage at GameDayLondon.com. Taking a look at our Paul Duarte and Associates shots on goal after 40 minutes of play, 17-8 were your totals in favor of the Lincolns, which leading to 13-16 overall. And that is why we have our 4-1 lead currently for the St. Mary's Lincolns. Taking a look at our game next week, the Chatham Maroons in town to face off against the London Nationals, one of the more fierce rivalries the Nationals have. That'll be same time here, 7 o'clock on Rogers TV. And as we get set for our third period of action, it is brought to you by Collins Clothiers. So one thing should be interesting that you noticed earlier, Jeremy, about the llama is one part of his gear seems to be a little familiar for Nationals fans.
Absolutely. I mean, a few years ago we saw David Ovsjanikov, former London National. He, like La Llama, is a former Barrie Colt, in which, as we're seeing the Nationals a little bit late coming onto the ice, which the message I'm sure is the same, but nonetheless with La Llama, he's wearing Barrie Colts pants. For those who watch the Ontario Hockey League, the Barrie Colts like to wear the blue, yellow, mixed with a little red. And David Ovsjanikov, when he came here to London to play for the Nationals, he wore those exact same pants. And the tradition has now continued, and it has been passed on to now Mateo Lalama, as he's wearing his Barrie Colts gear. He played with the Barrie Colts last year. And interesting to note, the regular backup goalie for the St. Mary's Lincolns is Carter George, and 2 weeks ago he got called up to the Owen Sound Attack, got a couple of victories, and he ended up being awarded the OHL Goaltender of the Week. And that's something that, is quite a shocker, as the OHL Goaltender of the Week is a big award for a goaltender like him, being a rookie goaltender. But for the Lincolns, it's something they're proud of, having two experienced goaltenders who have played in the Ontario Hockey League. The Llama has carried a lot of the load this year for the Lincolns, getting those victories, as you mentioned, Kyle. And so the tradition continues for a guy like Llama wearing the Barrie Colts pants, as did David Ovsjanikov, as we're ready to start period number 3.
Nationals locker room a little slow to come out on the ice now. Just finally joined the fray here. Still missing most of the coaching staff. You see the assistant coaches, no head coach Dave Mastos on the bench currently. But we are set here for third period of action here. Face off one cleanly by Jacob Julian. Over to Owen McGowan. McGowan fans on the pass. And just throw across ice, picked up by O'Reilly. Sam O'Reilly tries to bring it out with a bit of speed. Great pressure put on by Lee. O'Reilly overskates the puck a bit. It looks like it stuck a bit to the ice with the freshly cleaned ice surface. McGowan, he'll throw that puck down into the offensive zone. Lalama will play it into the corner. Small gets a hold of it. Back at the blue line, kept in by the Nationals. O'Reilly tries to put it down low. Wood will. Played down right at the blue line, but sent back out. Once again. Lee, little backhand pass, clears the blue line. Turned back the other way quickly by Julian. Jacob Julian gets it over, intended for Wood. Wood just ends up with a stick lift, gets it to McGowan instead. Sent behind the net. Nice play by right at the corner by Chandler, puts it up, does clear the zone. Dave Masto's back on the bench now for the Nationals, and we'll see an icing called. So the Lincolns, who are trying to get a quick change in, are all going to have to go back on the bench and bring out that old line, as Nationals just applying a bit of, looks like a bit of a lineup change here to start, as they get a little bit of momentum. It looks a little bit better for them.
Yeah, I'm sure that's something that Dave Matzos thought of during that intermission, was to throw the lines into a mixer, blend the lines, try to change the way that they're playing, as I'm sure they weren't too happy with that second period.
Heggie from distance gets the puck right on net. Lalama can't quite find it, now does. As the puck's down low, Rubrick trying to battle right out front and just can't get a stick on it, as he ends up caught in right in a tussle out front with Josh Cornfield.
Again, just the confidence of Rubrick here. Shot on there by Heggie, is Rubrick again looking around for the loose change. He almost got there, and that's again something impressive by a 15-year-old, is the presence to get in front of the net. He's had probably one of the more dangerous scoring chances for the Nationals tonight besides the Bowers goal. So Rubrick again providing that offensive presence for the Nationals here tonight.
Face off one cleanly, and the Lincolns will send it down the length of the ice. Pace Roth will try to play it out the wall. That gets stopped. Sent back behind the Nationals net. Lamoureux battles for it with Pace Roth. Brought back out front. Barry has to make a tight save. Ends up on the stick again. Another shot right at the circle and ends up on Barry. He hangs on. Quick shots by the St. Mary's Lincolns in quick succession.
And that's something we're seeing a lot here tonight, is as soon as the Lincolns have possession, they like to get it on net. There's the second shot right away, is again, as soon as it's on the stick, they want to get it towards Aiden Barry. So again, now 32 shots, as they're going to probably hit the 40 shot mark here in tonight's contest.
Would not surprise me whatsoever. One thing we do see a lot is a team that does their homework well. Aiden Barry is one of the hardest goaltenders to beat on just a clean shot. Does a great job at moving around post to post, but it's trying to get him on those rebounds, which is what a lot of teams seem to try to get it done. This is now the third or fourth time we've seen this season where a team comes in and just piles pucks at the Nationals net. Play down low again. Lincoln's trying to maintain possession, puts the puck right out front, ends up on the stick of Carter Duarte, and he'll turn the puck around. Or Jaden French. French back over across the blue line. He gets taken down. Bouncing puck comes into the National zone. Carson Lloyd will pick it up and circle back the other way for the Nationals. Over to Thompson. Braden Thompson across the blue line. He'll move in. Pressured by Barkley. Tries to do a little bit of a wraparound opportunity. He gets stopped up on the far side of the net. Cross-ice shot. Almost ends up on the stick of Duarte this time. Just out of his reach. Play by Eddie McLean. Over to Dundas. Out of his reach. Bouncing puck goes all the way to Lalama. Now to Barkley. Barkley will bring it up to the left wing side. Makes a move to cut through the middle. Tries to break through the D. Stopped up by Lloyd. Hard work by Duarte. Forces the turnover. Dundas will get the puck out in a neutral ice. Smith turns it back the other way for the Lincolns. Dundas puts it back in the offensive zone. Out of the reach of Palmer. Palmer, nice work. He gets a stop. Takes a backhand chance in tight. And Lalama makes the save. Palmer had to be quick. He didn't have too much room to operate, but managed to get the stick on the puck nonetheless.
Yeah, St. Mary's tried to make that D-to-D pass, but again, Palmer quick to it. Again, you mentioned not a lot of time to try to get any type of shot off. He got the backhander, Mateo Lalama, in tight, quick reactions, able to make that key save.
Another puck left down low, takes the shot. That one just goes off the iron. Nationals get a chance but can't convert. Bowers puts it out front, tries to get it on the stick of O'Reilly. Gets deflected, kept it at the blue line by Lloyd. Lloyd puts it down, can't get it to O'Reilly. Lloyd, nice little spin move, maintains possession. He'll just try to break through the Lincoln's defense by himself. Ends up on the stick of Josh Cornfield. Cornfield puts it up. Schnedeker sends it into the offensive zone. Owen McGowan will collect it in the corner. Leaves it actually for Sam O'Reilly. O'Reilly cross ice to Bowers. That one just goes off his skate. Now picked up by Lloyd. Lloyd over to Rubrick. Ryan Rubrick across the blue line. Bouncing puck. Can't maintain possession. And quickly turned the other way by the Lincolns. Across the blue line. McQueen Spence fights off a hit by Bowers. Still maintains possession. Now gets hit by Rubrick. Loses control of the puck. But Lee's there to recover for the Lincolns. Down low, right out front again, loose puck, bouncing, still can't find it. Ends up on the stick of the Nationals as they get a lucky bounce their way. Puck sent down the whole length of the ice. Cornfield has to quickly turn it back the other way. Pace Roth behind the net to McGowan. McGowan up to Wood. Wood cross ice, intended for Julian, but sent well behind him. He can't connect. Strohawk sends the puck over to Barkley behind the net, goes all the way down the length of the ice. Collected by Wood. Wood overskates the puck just a little bit, but manages to get enough on it to send it around the boards. Julian on the far side. He has to battle with 3 Lincoln's players, but can't quite get a hold of the pucks. That's sent down length of the ice. Braden Sanavy, he'll turn back the other way for the Nationals. Nice little move, gets around 2 defenders. Takes the shot, just hit the side easily by the Llama. Sanavy fights off the hit into the wall. Just a great determination by Sanavy, gets the puck again. Barkley fights off Sanavy, puts the puck behind the net. Strohawk picks it up now for the Lincolns. Puts up the wall to Lamoureux. Lamoureux, nice little floater pass into the offensive zone. Bagnolo takes the pass, cross ice, out of the skate of Elston, but can't quite get the shot off cleanly. Julian over to McGowan. McGowan walks in, he takes a shot, loose puck, empty net. Can't quite get it on net again. Now over to Milne. Milne, cross ice, takes another shot. McGowan puts it on net, kicked aside by Lalama. Hagee down low, bounces over to the stick of Wood. Comes up the wall, Schnedeker. Schnedeker brings it up, over to Spagnolo. He puts it over, intended for Elston. Just out of his reach. Milne battles for him with the against the wall. Coming away with the puck is McGowan. Gets up to Thompson. Thompson, nice little move to avoid Stubberfield. He carries it across the blue line. Thompson puts it on net. Just grabbed and held on to this time by the Llama. As Nationals starting to come alive a bit here. Get a few more offensive opportunities, getting some more shots on net, and looking more like the team we expect.
Yeah, again, on that 2-on-1 opportunity there by the Lincolns, it was a good shot on net. It hit off the skates of Michael Alliston and right onto Aiden Barry. He once again had to be sharp on that one. Shots now read 35-22, so the Nationals, like you mentioned, starting to gain a little bit of energy here in this third period. They're starting to get a lot of shots on the net as they're currently fixing the post. Something that we quite often see here at the Western Terrace. Mikhail Lalama figured that the net wasn't exactly quite right. They also had to get a stick off the ice as one of the Lincoln players had lost their stick. And an offensive opportunity down at the other end.
Face-off won by the Nationals. Can't quite get the shot off by Julian. Or by French, and the puck will get sent back down. Kept in the offensive zone by Small. Turned around quickly by Milne. Milne tries to get out of the stick of Thompson. Milne's a great follow-up, ends up throwing a hit onto Small. And the puck gets sent into the offensive zone. Llama comes out to play it, leaves it for Cornfield. Sent up the wall. Good follow-up by the Nationals. Thompson, he managed to steal the puck. Gets pinned against the wall. Lincolns get it up. Bill just runs over his man as Cornfield will come away with the puck. Cornfield across the blue line. He takes a shot. Hagee blocks that and gives Cornfield a receipt for that one and comes back the other way. The Nationals are going to get a power play as Cornfield a little too aggressive coming back the other way. And it's going to be a head contact is the call. And Hagee's going to get a penalty as well.
Right now, Hagee the only one in the penalty box so far. As we'll take a look, and that was a big hit there by Milne, as he's able to make the physical play on that one. And then right there is a stick loss, which I'm sure that's the penalty there. So it's actually a 4-minute call there to going to Curtis Hagee, as he's going to go off for 4 minutes. So he's going to be the only one getting a penalty on the play, and so St. Mary's is going to have a 4-minute power play here in this third period.
McLean, he gets a hold of the puck and just rifles it down the length of the ice. Good start for the penalty kill.
7:49 for London, Hagee, 2-4 for head contact.
4 minutes for head contact on Curtis Hagee. So huge opportunity here for the Lincolns to try to put this game away. Almost halfway through the second period. Even if they don't score on the penalty, on the power play here, this will knock the clock down to just over 8 minutes. Lamoureux tries to throw it in. Elliston gets a hold of it. Now Small. Small walks in. Another rebound shot and scores! Rebound comes right out onto the stick of Adam Barkley, and he will bury it to make it a 5-1 game.
And since it's a double minor, they're going to continue to be on the power play, as once again a beautiful shot on the net as it gashes in there, and a beautiful goal there by the man there, as Barkley's able to capitalize on that one, as that is his third goal on the campaign for him, and now it's a 5-1 lead for St. Mary's. And again, they're still on the power play here now at 2-minute variety.
Just a good reward for Adam Barkley, as he has had a fantastic game on the back end for the St. Mary's Lincolns. Very noticeable of all the defenders for the Lincolns roster. Down low, Smith overskates the puck. Brought back up to the blue line. Nice play. Here come the Nationals. 2-on-1 the other way. Onto the stick of Dundas. Back over to Sanavy. Can't connect on the net. Sanavy just puts it wide. Best opportunity for the Nationals in the last two periods. Back down low, McQueen Spence, he'll put it back up the wall. Hit off the wall, Spagnolo tries to get a hold of the pucks, ends up getting sent down the length of the ice. Olama comes out to play it. Lets the Lincolns do a quick change. Jacob Chandler joins the rush. Brought back out across the blue lines. Chandler throws it to an open wing. No one there. Brought back in, stolen by the Lincolns. Down low, Barry's out of place on the net. Still managed to track it well enough. And you can see the head of Eric Smith go up as he thought he had a surefire goal.
And we look at the chance the other way, a 2-on-1. Developing the pass across, and unfortunately for Sanavy, he was not able to square that puck up enough to try to get it up and over the glove side of Mateo Lalama. Nonetheless, the Lincolns come down the other way and almost catch Aiden Barry outside of the net.
See with the play there, Eric Smith still searching for his first goal of the season. It would have been a nice happy moment for him. Back to the blue line, Small maintains possession. He comes down, walks over, cross ice, just the bouncing puck can't end up on the stick of Elliston. Elliston down low to Lamoureux. Back to Elliston. Elliston waits up. Pressure coming. Small. Back to Elliston. Elliston walks in. Takes a shot. That gets blocked on the way to the net. Still loose. Ends up back on the stick of the Lincolns. Small from distance. Shoots out front and ends up in the back of the net once again. Ethan Lamoureux puts another one in to make it 6-1.
And just broken down coverage there by the Nationals defense, as they didn't see Lamoureux right down low in front of Aiden Barry. This puck was at the defensive position, and they swing this back down low, and Lamoureux just has all day long to walk out in front of the net, and he's able to capitalize on that one. Another goal for the Lincolns, now 6-1, and that certainly drags the life out of the Nationals here as we're now approaching the midway point of this third period, and the Nationals need to regain that spark that they had early on in the third.
Lincolns might be looking at this like a bit of a payback game. Nationals beating the St. Mary's Lincolns 7-1 earlier this season, so looking to return the favor here on home ice. And unless the Nationals offense can come alive, the Nationals look like they may be on pace to lose their first regulation game here on home ice.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about how basically the Lincolns are a very good road team as they are 7-1-1 on the road. And for London, you mentioned how they are unbeaten. They're 7-0-1-1. So again, the possibility here for London to suffer their first regulation loss here at the Western Fair this season.
Way down low, Pace Roth. He tries to put it up to the wall. Duarte can't get a hold of it. Keller tries to keep it in, sent out by French. French gets knocked down in the play, still gets possession of the puck back. French back to the point, McGowan sends it down low to French again. French waits, trying to find that pass, can't find anybody he likes. Throws across ice, Duarte walks out front, takes a shot in the slot and puts it over the net. Carter Duarte, his best chance of the game, and that one just ends up over the net. Shots now 38-24 in favor of the Lincolns.
Yeah, and the Nationals did a good job of working it around, and they find Duarte right in the slot, and Duarte bobbled it originally, regained possession, was able to get a shot off. Unfortunately, it did not hit the net for Duarte as he's still looking for that goal.
Back the other way, here come the Lincolns. Cross the red line. Puck gets dumped down by Schneideker. Behind the net, bouncing puck right in the slot. Stubberfield can't get a hold of it. Ends up on the stick of Bowers. Bowers turned over, ends up back on his stick. Almost nice play by Barkley. Schneideker, now Stubberfield. Back to Barkley. Back up to Schneideker, he overskates it. Stolen by the Nationals. O'Reilly is cycling back right between the circles. Pass to Pace Roth. Pace Roth will do a breakout pass. Gets blocked by Stubberfield, now sent back down in the National zone. Sam O'Reilly collects it behind the net. Rowley, bounce pass over to McLean. McGowan across the blue line, walks in. He just throws that puck around the net. Walks in, stolen again. Another big opportunity. O'Reilly walks into the slot. He takes a shot. That gets blocked. McGowan, he'll throw it down in the corner. Ends up bouncing over the stick of Barkley. Lincoln will pick the puck up again. Back to Barkley. He'll go for a skate up the right wing side. Just throws it lazily on net. Barry will just deflect it into the corner and the netting. So we'll get a whistle. And let's pause in the action here. 7:13 remaining in the third period. Score is 6-1 in favor of the St. Mary's Lincolns as they continue to just pour on the offense on the London Nationals. As they are just searching for any answer whatsoever, but are coming up with nothing. Face-off one cleanly by the Lincolns. Corfield, Allison tries to put it back out front. Nobody there. Foot race now for the puck. Dylan Dundas is going to be the first one on it. Dundas waits for support. No one there, gets there in time. Elliston gets the steal. Back onto the stick of the Lincolns. Lamoureux now to Elliston. Elliston up the walls. Tries to get to Spagnuolo. Stolen off his stick. Dundas will pick it up. Across the blue line. Tries to take a shot. Ends up going off a leg of Small. Lincolns will break out, cross the red line and dump it in. One more time on the clock, 6:32 remaining. Julian walks back the other way for the Nationals, gets across the red line, dumps it in. Lava comes out to play it, almost backhands it right into the chest of Julian. And the Nationals steal it right back. Lloyd, stolen off his stick by Chandler. Chandler, Lamoureux takes a shot, loose puck, empty net, still can't find its way in. Barry crawls his way back into the crease, and the puck stays out. McQueen Spence, he'll take a shot. That one kicked aside by Barry. Back again, Small at the top of the circle. He takes a shot on net, tipped right out front, slides to the side. Puck picked up, just bounced off the wall and out of the zone by Dundas. Over to McQueen Spence. Drop pass onto the stick of Brown. Almost gets turned over. That puck gets sent a little too far. No icing on the play. Played on the far side. Kopchuk pins his guy against the boards. Lee tries to make a play to keep it in the offensive zone. Turn back over, still on the stick of the Lincolns. Gets to the red line. Puck flipped in the offensive zone. Haggie's there to pick it up. Cross ice over to Kopchuk. Kopchuk, long distance pass intended for French. Can't quite get there as Brown picks it off. Kopchuk hustles over, picks up the puck again. Circles behind his own net. Lead pass over to Milne. Milne will just deflect it into the offensive zone as he'll go off for a change. French collects it behind the net. Gets it over to Palmer. Palmer just puts it on net. Saved easily by the Llama. Back up to the half wall. Kept in this time by McQueen Spence. Brought back out, just out of the reach of Lee. Puck gets turned around the other way again. This one just out of the reach of Cara Duarte. McGowan. Cross ice pass. Break pass, lead pass intended for French. He'll just deflect it. That one will just go a little too far for the icing. So the Nationals will have to reset and bring that line back on the ice for a face-off in their own zone.
And we'll take a look at this scoring chance here by the Lincolns. It's a good shot off the glove of Barry. The rebound just goes through the other side of the blue paint. And once again, Aiden Barry catches a break there. St. Mary's has poured it on here as they are one shot away from the 40 shot mark, and I'm sure they're going to get it.
Another shot from distance. That gets blocked on the way. Lead pass intended for Duarte gets picked off. Now picked up by Wood. Riley Wood across the blue line. He tries to walk in. Can't find any opening as the Lincoln's defense just smothering the Nationals' opportunities. Great patience of the blue line by Pace Roth. He sends it cross ice. Wood tries to battle for it down low. Looks like he may have got his stick up high on Strohawk. Brought the other way. Breakout opportunity, backhand pass, shot right on net. Barry makes the save. Great hustle down there by Owen Brunder as he gets the opportunity out front.
And again, St. Mary's using a lot of their speed, and a quick congratulations to former London National George Diaco, as Diaco has been named one of the co-captains for the London Knights this season, as he will split the captaincy with Sean McGurn. So former London National George Diaco getting a letter, something that we haven't seen that often, going from a junior B team going on to an OHL team, getting a letter.
Diaco had only 1 year with the Nationals, but it was one to remember. He was one of the standouts for the team in his time here with the team. One of my first years with the Nationals, and very, very good player the Nationals had that year. Played by Julian. Julian just throws an aimless pass, gets picked off easily. Barkley will walk in, just throw it down to the corner. Lloyd behind the net. 3 minutes left in the game. Lloyd just holds on and waits for his team to finish the change. Lloyd, long pass. Brings it out over to Wood. Wood, nice little pass, walking into the slot, trying to get a hold of his Dundas, but just fans on it. And the Lincolns turn it the other way. Stubberfield. He'll dump it in. Over to Lloyd. Lloyd back at the wall, just out of the reach of Bowers. Bowers puts it out front, ends up on the stick of the Llama. Lloyd from distance, he takes a shot on net. That gets blocked onto the way. Puck gets sent down the length of the ice, and once again, no icing as it goes off a Nationals player. McLeod. McLean, he'll do it, McLean will play it up. Brings it up across the red line. Little backhand flit play right onto the Lincoln's net. The Llama comes out to play it. Cornfield will put it up the wall. Can't go anywhere with it. Ends up behind the net again. Cornfield, nice little move to maintain possession for the Lincolns. Schindel, he'll bring it in. Back of the wall, Bowers. Play down low again, almost stolen off his stick. Another shot in, put on net, and ends up in the back of it. As Brunder puts the exclamation mark on the mirror game here. 7-1 is your score now for the St. Mary's Lincolns.
Well, we talked about how both of these teams have come off of a loss to the Strathroy Rockets, and this is certainly a bounce-back game here for the St. Mary's Lincolns. They've now put up the exact number that the London Nationals did up in St. Mary's, now 7-1, as we're under 2 minutes to go here in this third period.
Shots mirrored as well, 42-24. Another shot on net, that one just goes wide. Barry makes another save, huge hit. Throw and rail on the wall by Sanofi, and that's going to draw a penalty. So as we charging is the call on Sanofi as he'll head to the box for 2 minutes or less. And Lincoln's get another opportunity to continue to just pour it on the Nationals here. Lincoln's already 2 power play goals on the night. Some quick connections, end up in the back of the net. And we might be seeing another penalty coming here from the Nationals bench.
It looks like it's going to be Dundas as his night is going to be over, as he's going to get a 10-minute misconduct for having his opinion on tonight's officiating, and so he will head to the showers here early.
Face-off won by the Nationals, but the Lincolns quickly get it back. Behind the net, Bruder. Back down low. Lincoln still maintain possession. Between Spence, puts it out. Back at, still held on to. Another shot from distance. That gets blocked onto the way to the net. Haggy, he'll just take a hold of it, flip it down. 50 seconds left. Charging is the call on to Sanofi, and Dundas does get the game. A 10-minute misconduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Keller brings it in. Bruder, he takes a shot. That one just flips wide. French along the boards. Stolen by Keller. Back to Bruder. Back to Keller again. Keller walks in. He takes a shot. Rebound. Loose puck again. Barry can't handle it. Now finds it. And we'll get the whistle. Another couple quick shots thrown onto Aiden Barry. 26 seconds left here in the game. And still more conversations happening between these two teams. It's the third matchup of the season. We'll see the Lincolns again here in London, I believe, in another month or so. So another penalty coming. This time it will be to the Lincolns, as one of the Nationals players there, and Kopchuk, gets hit from behind and is a little slow to get back up. So the interference is the call. Now we come to Owen Bruder.
Bruder on our play. This happens right off the draw, as Milne wins it, and right there Kopchuk gets taken down. Aggressive play there by the Lincoln forward, and he knew it as soon as he made the play. And so with 22.8 seconds here, we've got some 4-on-4 hockey.
A big slap shot from the blue line by Kopchuk. That one just flies wide. Back down low again. Nationals trying to apply a bit of pressure here as the dying seconds go by. Keller throws around behind the net. Picked up by Barkley. Stolen by the Nationals. Milne overskates the puck. Picked up by Barkley, and that will do it as the St. Mary's Lincolns come into the Western Fair Sports Center, where the Nationals are undefeated in regulation and dominant. 7-1 is your final. We'll be back with our final thoughts and the 3 stars after this. You are watching the London Brewing Co-op Nationals hockey here on Rogers TV.
The swing is fractured right at the wrist, and it's just held on basically by skin.
Another area that all too many people don't consider seriously enough are our pets that are given too much freedom to run loose. Quite often, animals admitted to Salthaven as victims of pet attacks are the least likely to survive. The pathogenic nature of a pinprick puncture from a cat's tooth can destroy any chance of rehabilitation.
bipolar disorder.
Substance addiction. Bulimia. OCD. Want to swap?
1 in 2, a flip of a coin. That's the same chance we'll experience a mental illness by the time we're 40. $1 a day can help change those odds.
Did you know all the camera operators for tonight's game are volunteers? Rogers TV volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. If you're interested, visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. And back here at the Western Fair in the most decisive game of the season, and unfortunately not in the Nationals' favor, as the Lincolns, as we said just before the game finishes there, the most dominating game I've seen this season. The Lincolns come in 7-1 is your final over the Nationals. What happened in this game that we got this result?
Well, for St. Mary's, it was certainly a revenge game for them. I mean, they suffered a loss Friday against the Strathroy Rockets, and the Nationals in their previous matchups put 7-1 on them up in St. Mary's. So this was certainly revenge on the mind for the St. Mary's Lincolns, and they were able to use their speed. They had a lot of the puck luck. They were moving Aiden Barry around a lot tonight. And for the Nationals, they didn't exactly have their A game here tonight. We haven't seen the Nationals at their best the last couple of games, but nonetheless, a 7-1 defeat here for the St. Mary's Lincolns. And that now puts them 3 points back of the Nationals for first place in the West.
Well, we'll see if they can bounce back next week, but we'll send it down to ice level on the 3 stars. Jaci?
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Kyle and Jeremy. The St. Mary's Lincolns wrap up tonight's game with a 7-1 victory over the London Nationals. The London Nationals finding themselves on a bit of a losing streak as we head into our 3 stars of the game tonight. Mateo Lama saving 24 of 25 shots on goal, our 3rd star. Our 2nd star of the game tonight, Jacob Chandler, with a goal and an assist. And our 1st star of tonight's game, Nathan Small, with 2 goals and an assist. Join us next Wednesday at 7 p.m. when the London Nationals face off against the Chatham Runes. Thanks for tuning in from Kyle, Jeremy, and myself, and the crew. We will see you next week to see if the London Nationals can put an end to their losing streak here on Rogers TV.
How many native species of turtles call Ontario home? 8 species of turtles call Ontario home. They are the Blandings turtle, the eastern musk turtle, the northern map turtle, the painted turtle, snapping turtle, spiny softshell turtle, spotted turtle, and the wood turtle. Since we filmed the first portion of this episode, I was updated by St. Clair Conservation Authority on their 2022 field season and turtle numbers. We can see the data from 2016 to 2022 for Blandings, map, painted, snapping, softshell, and spotted turtles. Just to recap, Blandings turtles are listed as threatened in Ontario, northern map turtles are listed as special concern, painted turtles are listed as special concern, snapping turtles are listed as special concern, spiny softshell turtles are listed as endangered, and spotted turtles are listed as endangered. Now, the difference between these terms like special concern, threatened, and endangered really comes down to the severity of the threats facing these turtles, as well as their population numbers. We remember extinct means a species that no longer exists. Extirpated is a species that no longer exists in the wild in Ontario, but occurs elsewhere. Endangered is a species facing imminent extirpation or extinction, like the spiny softshell, who's endangered in Ontario but can still be found throughout the United States. Threatened is a species that is likely to become endangered if limiting factors are not reversed. And finally, special concern is a species that, because of certain characteristics, it is particularly sensitive to human activities or natural events. So to circle back to the graph, today we're going to focus on spiny softshell, and by this graph we can see that the amount of hatchlings being released in the wild is increasing. So this makes us believe that the population is booming, which is the ultimate goal, but unfortunately we're not there yet. This graph is showing that skill and effort of our biologists and the people working in the field is increasing. So they're being able to understand spiny softshells a bit better. So